what's going on? I really wanted to go ahead and touch base on a topic that I see a lot of people talk about, and it has to do with trying to move forward, own your own business, or even being an entrepreneur, whatever it is that you want to kind of own or have under your belt. Procrastination is um, really the demon or the vice that you want to try to demolish before you can actually create anything for yourself. And how we end up with so much procrastination and how we end up inhibiting our own selves from moving forward is a lot of times we make excuses for the things that we want to do. We either, I don't got the money, or I don't have the time, or I'm just waiting on this to come through, or I'm waiting on this other person, or whatever it is that you decide are the reasons that you can't do something actually extends stuff further out from actually happening. And we can say that's one of the most basic and simplest, things to look at, but really it's one of the most ultimate forms that hold people back from ever moving forward. And the biggest part of procrastination is really you're the only one that has the ability to conquer that, and you're the only one that has the ability to triumph over that and make something happen for yourself. Um, Really finding a way within yourself to be motivated and determined to seek out the things that you really want, and to be able to actually advance in everything that you're trying to pursue. And it starts with not looking at such a large picture, because I find that's what a lot of people do. They'll look at the large picture, they'll look at what they want to do. Like even myself, I have a magazine, so looking at just creating a magazine, or if you're looking to create an album, or if you're looking to start an online business, you look at the big picture as a whole, and sometimes it becomes overwhelming. But when you create things in increments and you take small steps, where you have small goals, that each goal that you reach step by step, then you start to see that the bigger picture unfolds automatically. So it's taking those one day triumphs at a time, rewarding yourself for single hand accomplishments that are on a smaller scale that lead up to a bigger picture. And I think the more that we're able to kind of do more single handed smaller goals, we can start creating steps towards a bigger picture. I'm a big advocate for promoting anything independent that's positive and that's actually lucrative and helping someone move forward. And I see so many people out there with great ideas, so many people out there that want to do things to move forward, but they just don't know how to go ahead and get themselves off of the couch, or get themselves out there, get themselves, with the ability to network and talk to people and build relationships in order to get their idea from their head into the world. And that's the biggest thing, because these ideas, they're not going to work themselves out. They're not going to come together and just miraculously drop in your lap. You're going to have to take your time to actually put in the work to actually see them manifest. And I think that's what people have a hard time understanding or even doing. And the more we can understand that we have the ability and the strength to go ahead and create whatever we desire, we just have to put the actions behind it. And a real famous saying that I like is act like a man of, think like a man of action and act like a man of thought. And that's so true. When you go back to thinking about that, you should be thinking about doing actions and acting on them all the time. And the time that you're not acting, you should be thinking about what you're going to do and calculating your next move. And that's really what it comes down to. Take your time, to grind, because the money will come. If that's what you're waiting on to go ahead and start your project, or if you're waiting on the cash flow and the liquid assets to go ahead and manifest something, the cash will always be there. But what most people have a problem with actually having the ability to have an abundance of is time. And your time is very valuable, because money you can always get more, time you can't get back. So if you utilize the time that you have to go ahead and put in the effort to create these small steps, these small stepping stones towards bigger goals, whether it's planning by writing down exactly what you want to execute, or writing down, anything that you see that kind of stimulates your mindset into the next movement. It really takes the time to go ahead and dedicate towards your project. And for me, I had to take a lot of time to do the things that I want to do, and I'm still taking time to build up further. And I'm far from all the goals that I would like to accomplish. So, but knowing the blueprint to being able to have these things accomplished, having the blueprint to be able to go ahead and reach these goals helps a lot more than kind of feeling overwhelmed and not even wanting to approach your desires in the first place. And it takes somebody very passionate. You have to have a burning desire. You have to have the drive, and you have to have that really inside of you of this is what you want more than anything. And that's what's going to push you. If you don't have that inside, then it's going to be very hard for you to reach these goals, because we have, you know, millions of people just in the United States alone. In the world, you have about 7 billion people. Your competition of who's out there and really wanting it is pretty vast. And if you're not having that internal fire inside yourself, there's others that will be able to outwork you and accomplish these things a lot quicker than you. And it's not that you should be worried about anyone else, but it's you should go ahead and see that you have to be proactive. You have to be proactive, because we can't start any business, we can't own anything without dealing with other individuals. You need to deal with other people. You need to have relationships. You need to have to understand the ability to network. And if you have other guys that are more proactive than you, building relationships with the right people, those people have less of a need for what you go out and offer. And another saying that I do like is talent outdoes or hard work outdoes talent when talent doesn't work. And the reason why I like that is because you can be born with all the God-given gifts and the accolades and the abilities that it takes to go ahead and be a well-rounded individual or just someone to excel. But if you're not willing to put in the work ethic or the effort, you're not going to see any fruits of your labor. But the guy that's willing to go ahead and work the hardest and put in the most effort will be the one that finishes and crosses that finish line and gets that goal and receives the fruits of their labor. And that's something that's very important to know, because if you take an individual that has the talent and you combine it with that work ethic, then you have someone that's truly unstoppable. And just having the desire and just having the passion, having the drive, that's a talent in itself. Being able to have those things, that's a very charismatic attribute. That's something that magnetically draws people in, because they see that fire, and it's something that's very addictive, and it's something that's, other people, it's going to rub off on them. It's a very attractive attribute to have. and so people kind of want to be around that because they want that energy to rub off on them. So you're automatically going to gravitate others to you. So really what I want to just say is take your time, man. Take your time and put in your time. Don't rush it. Put in the work ethic that's needed, and do things right. Do things um, so they look great, so they are aesthetically sound the way that they visually look. Take your time to go ahead and get things to look flawless, and put your best foot forward. And that's really what you want to do at the end of the day. But yeah, that's all I got to say for right now. Heard it first, Defiance. I'm going to drop more when I get the chance. Just been busy. Check out imperialhustle.com for more updates, any type of visuals, as far as videos that I have. And you can also get to more blog posts and stuff like that. Go to my YouTube, Defiance the Dawn, Facebook me, Defiance the Dawn, Twitter, Defiance the Dawn. You can find me on all social media like that. And you can follow my magazine, IHE Magazine, or Imperial Hustle. All right, talk to y'all soon.